The Vorthak hunting pack moved through the crystalline forests of Kepler 442b with practiced silence, their obsidian claws finding purchase on the mineral bark without so much as a whisper. 6 apex predators, each standing 9 feet tall with muscular frames that had evolved to tear through the toughest prey on their homeworld. Their reputation preceded them across 17 star systems. No quarry had ever escaped a Vorthak hunt. Today's prey was different, though. A human. Pack leader Zethkri flicked his forked tongue, tasting the strange pheromones in the air. The scent was alien, carrying undertones of something the Vorthak had never encountered. Determination mixed with what their limited understanding might have called amusement. The soft skin moves strangely, growled Hesitar, the pack's tracker. No fear scent, no panic flight patterns. Zethkri's 6 eyes narrowed as he observed their quarry through the translucent trees. The human, a female specimen, according to their intelligence, walked with an odd rhythm, not the desperate sprint of fleeing prey, nor the cautious steps of a creature trying to hide. She moved with purpose, occasionally stopping to examine the environment, sometimes even turning to look directly at where the pack lurked. "She knows we're here," whispered Vexhun, the youngest of the pack. "Impossible," Zethkri hissed. "We are Shadowborn. We are silence itself." But as the human crested a ridge and paused, turning to face their direction with what appeared to be a smile on her alien features, doubt crept into the pack leader's mind like ice through his veins. Dr. Sarah Chen adjusted the straps of her survival pack and checked her chronometer, right on schedule. The predators had been following her for exactly 47 minutes now, maintaining a distance of roughly 200 meters and exhibiting classic pack hunting behavior. She documented similar patterns in Earth's wolves, though these Vorthak were considerably more sophisticated and considerably more dangerous. Sarah had volunteered for this mission specifically because of the Vorthak. The Terran Defense Council needed to understand how humanity's newest enemies hunted, how they thought, how they could be countered. The Vorthak had decimated 3 human colonies, treating the inhabitants like prey animals. Their hunting prowess was legendary, their failure rate essentially 0. Until today. Sarah smiled as she felt their presence shifting in the forest behind her. They were getting impatient, probably confused by her behavior. Good. Confusion was the first step in her plan. She began to run. The pack exploded into motion the moment their prey took flight. This was familiar territory. The chase, the gradual closing of distance, the inevitable moment when claws found flesh. Zethkri felt his hunting instincts surge as the human bounded through the forest ahead of them. But something was wrong. The human was fast, impossibly fast for a species the Vorthak had classified as soft prey. She leaped over fallen trees with fluid grace, her feet finding purchase on surfaces that should have sent her tumbling. More disturbing still, she wasn't running in a straight line or seeking the obvious escape routes. Instead, she seemed to be leading them somewhere specific. "Pack leader," panted Court Vash as they crested another rise. "The prey." She doubles back. She circles. This is not flight behavior. Zethkri said nothing, but his predatory confidence was beginning to crack. In 40 cycles of hunting, he had never encountered prey that hunted back. Sarah allowed herself a moment of satisfaction as she led the pack exactly where she wanted them, a narrow canyon with steep walls and limited escape routes. The Vorthak were incredibly dangerous, but they suffered from the same weakness as most apex predators. They had never been hunted themselves. They had no idea what it felt like to be prey. She reached the canyon's end and turned to face them, no longer running. The pack emerged from the tree line and slowed, sensing the trap but unable to resist their hunting instincts. 6 massive predators arranged themselves in a semicircle, cutting off her escape routes with predatory precision. "Nowhere to run now, soft skin," Zethkri growled in his species language, though he doubted the primitive creature could understand. "I wasn't running from you," Sarah replied in perfect Vorthak, her voice carrying across the canyon with startling clarity. "I was leading you." The pack froze. Their prey spoke their language. Their prey had led them into a trap. Their prey was smiling. "You see," Sarah continued, pulling a small device from her pack, "humanity studied your hunting patterns from the colony attacks. We know how you think, how you move, how you kill. You're incredibly efficient predators." She pressed a button on the device. "But you've never been hunted by persistence predators." The canyon walls erupted in thunder, not the clean energy weapons the pack expected, but primitive kinetic projectiles that punched through Vorthak hide with devastating effect. Humans emerged from concealed positions along the ridge, a dozen Marines in adaptive camouflage, their rifles spitting death with mechanical precision. Vexhun, the youngest, fell first, then Kortvash and Hesitar in rapid succession. The survivors tried to retreat, but found their escape routes blocked by more humans who had been moving into position for the last hour. Zethkri, wounded and alone, looked up at the human female who had led them to slaughter. "How?" he whispered. Sarah knelt beside the dying pack leader, her expression mixing professional satisfaction with genuine sadness. "Your species hunts, with speed and strength. You're ambush predators. You've never learned to be hunted by something that thinks faster, plans better, and never gives up. Humans aren't apex predators because we're the strongest or fastest. We're apex predators because we're the smartest." She stood and activated her communicator. "Control, this is Dr. Chen. Pack eliminated. Data collected. The Vorthak hunting advantage has been neutralized." As Zethkri's vision faded, his last thought was a terrifying realization that would never be shared with his species. They had never been the apex predators in this galaxy. They had just never encountered humans before. The pack that had stalked Sarah Chen was indeed their last hunt. But the real victory wasn't in their deaths. It was in the understanding that humanity had gained. The Vorthak might be individually superior, but they had made the fatal mistake of treating humans like prey animals. They had forgotten that sometimes the prey bites back, and when humanity bites back, it brings friends.